Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3, as we start engaging in our relationship chat on this Monday morning. Dr. Eve is in the house, and we're talking about when do you know it is the right time to break up and kind of end a relationship, as it were. But before we chat to Dr. Eve, let's go on to the street. We asked some of our viewers out there, when is the right time to break up?
I think the better solution is to discuss at a place, a neutral place.
Not by text.
Not by text message.
In person, never via text message. You have to meet the person, maybe in a public space, but it has to be quite private.
I think personally.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it should stem from a good discussion and a good conversation. I don't think it should be messy, because we still want to maintain respect post that relationship. I think the mature thing would be to discuss why the breakup is necessary, and then make a decision. It's as simple as that.
I don't think anyone wants to be told via text message.
Yeah, and as adults, I think any adult can break up in a respectable way.
All right, so it seems that most people agree that it is on a more personal basis that you need to do it. But the question still remains, when is the time to break up out of a relationship? Give us a call, 083-9133-728. Dr. Eve, good morning to you.
Hello.
Always great to have you with us.
Nice to be with you.
So I think sometimes, well, I guess more often than not, it's not the case that a partner has cheated or a partner has been abusive or anything bad like that, which makes it obvious that this is the right time to break up, right?
Well, actually not no-brainer for the cheating, but we'll come back to that.
Of course, we'll come back to that. But when you are in a position in a relationship, how do you know whether your relationship has the right amount of right and not so much wrong to know that I need to back out of this and possibly break up?
You know, Katlego, it's been such a very common theme for me in the last few weeks, actually, where I'm working with people in my therapy room who are sitting with the difficult conundrum of the saying is it's too good to leave and too bad to stay. And so they're ambivalent around should they be leaving or should they be staying. And I think it's just on a more philosophical basis, really. Yeah. We are living in a world where we really aspire to more and more and more. And we really have been taught that the grass is greener, or that there is more that is available, or better, or we can have a better life. You know, there is a consumption culture which teaches us that we should be consuming more and nothing is good enough for us. And that comes down to our relationship attitudes as well, is that we may be in a relationship, but it may not be ticking all the boxes. So maybe I should be leaving that relationship because there may be somebody better for me. And I think that is quite a dangerous situation to be in, because it's called living the unlived life. You're constantly living in a sense of discontent and disharmony with yourself and thinking all the time, there is better and I should be going. However, having said that the moment that you feel really at the core gut of you that this is not something that makes me happy, and we really do invest, when I say we as clinicians, a great deal in personal happiness of people, when it feels from the beginning too many red flags, and we've spoken often on the show about red flags, and this doesn't make me happy, break off as soon as you can.
Wow.
Get out as quickly as you can, because you know that the more that you linger, the more sexually you become involved with each other, the more intimate that you feel with somebody else, the more difficult it is to become untangled from that person and then break up when you really feel I'm needing to end the situation.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that the grass is greener on the other side. That's an old adage, but some people say that it's greener where you water it. So how would you kind of reason with that and go about the question of when do you decide that the problems that you're experiencing right now are manageable, or, like you said now, too many red flags, this is a deal breaker? How do you reconcile those thoughts?
We have in therapy, we have a term, it's called resolvable and unresolvable problems. And couples have to get to understand what these are specifically for them. So unresolvable, maybe there's always going to be a difference in, for example, something silly like punctuality, but it can actually feel incredibly difficult to live with somebody who has a different time frame to what you do, and that may become like a deal breaker for you. Or is it just an unresolvable problem that I accept I'm never going to be able to come to terms with the fact, I am going to come to terms with the fact that I'm always going to be on time, or he or she is never going to be on time. That would be unresolvable, but it's not that bad. I can accept it and it's fine. Resolvable issues, if you have more of those, then obviously you want to stay in that relationship and be able to resolve them. But if the unresolvables pile up and pile up and pile up, and you feel that they really are attacking your sense of well-being and also your value system, then it's time to really think about ending. And remember, we've spoken also, I don't like the word breakup because it feels too shattering for people.
It is. We're breaking up. Oh, my God.
But we don't. We don't break up. That's the thing. We don't. We linger. And also people feel really shameful and guilty if they still continue to have loving or sexual feelings towards that person.
Yeah.
And I'm really in favor of saying, you know, this person has moved on. The relationship as you knew it has ended. It's now entered another phase of a relationship. It becomes something else. It may just become somebody that you just chat with on Facebook, which is another conversation, or that you see every now and then. Exactly. But it's ended. As it was, it's ended because the termination feels like you're dying.
Which I think brings us to the next question we asked our viewers on the street. Should you remain friends after breaking up? So let's have a listen to what you had to say.
I think that's the best option. That's the best option, yes.
Not for me. Because for me it's too difficult to stay friend. It's not
Natural.
It's not natural. It's not a good idea. Because we shared a lot of moments together, and for me it's not possible to do this.
No and no. Because along the way, those feelings, they will come up eventually. So if you break up, break it up. Why don't you just move on with your life, walk your way and let him walk his way?
Rather not try and be friends, like just let it go. Like part your ways. It's never going to work as friends.
I think it is.
Yes,
yeah, I think it is emotionally good to remain friends post a breakup. I think having that anger post the relationship, it harbors it. It keeps that those ill feelings fresh. So I do think it's important that you try and build, or that you try and maintain a friendship post that relationship.
Yeah, my thought is in life, one shouldn't have any grudges because life should be beautiful. Life is all about beautiful. Life is about appreciating every breath that we take. So a breakup should be, you should still be friends.
Absolutely.
You should still have the decency.
And I think something that a lot of people do struggle with, that after relationship breakup, are we going to be friends? We broke up on good terms. Should we still be friends afterwards? What do you say to that?
I think that the people that we're talking here, the boxes, are people who are in relationship. And so you live in this dream world and you really think, oh yeah, we're going to be friends afterwards because they're friends. No, it doesn't happen like that.
No-go zone.
No, because one of the reasons that you get into a traditional relationship is because this person becomes your best friend. So there's an incredible loss when you do end this relationship as it was. And the thing that you feel the most loss around is the end of this person being your friend, or the end of this person not having been your friend, and feeling that emptiness that follows. So how can you be friends afterwards? I'm quite cynical about that.
Maybe because that person is a very supportive structure in your life, and you found a way of kind of linking to them without having that intimate connection with them. But right now, let's quickly take a call. We've got an anonymous calling us on the line from Johannesburg. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Great to have you on the line. What is your question or your comment regarding our topic?
Okay, the question I have, and it's a bit of a loaded one, is at what point do you give up mediating a relationship between your boyfriend and your mother? Because that is the biggest problem I have. The two of them just don't get along, and it's making my life hell. So at what point do you stop mediating that and just give up?
That is a fantastic question. I've been through that myself, where I was trying to protect a girlfriend my mother did not like. And I was like, but Mom, I love her. And then, Gui.
Yeah, but you need to ask your mom, because here is the wise woman. Here is the wise woman. Why doesn't your mother like this particular partner?
Can we have a comment on that? Why exactly does your mother not like your boyfriend?
Look, her and I are completely different people, and she feels like he doesn't place enough of an emphasis on his social life because he's a bit of a workaholic. So she feels that he doesn't focus enough on the relationship. I, on the other hand, am not entirely unhappy with that, but she doesn't feel it's good enough.
So here's what I want you to do. You need to mediate, your relationship with your mother, because it sounds like she's got too much influence over you.
Yes.
Just cut your boyfriend right out of this. This has got nothing to do with him. You're using him as an excuse. You and your mom need to sort your stuff out. You need to be growing up and listening to your own voice and not be so influenced by her.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for that question. Beautiful question. What I was most intrigued by is where the caller just said that I'm not entirely unhappy about that.
Yes.
Which didn't mean that to me that she's entirely happy about it.
I don't know, that's kind of like a young thing. I was going to check in with you around that. Isn't it just like language that young people use?
No, like
is it a non-committal language?
No, the thing to me is that if you are cool with your partner being the way they are, then you're cool with it. But if you are going to be saying, and especially if it comes naturally to you to say, I'm not entirely unhappy with it, maybe something in the background is also saying to you, I'm not sure if I can kick it with this person long term because I'm not comfortable with it right now. But listen, we're going to hold our lines open, 0839133728. We're talking about breakups in relationships. When is the right time to break up? How do you break up? Should it be personally? Should it be over text? Call us and let us know. We'll continue our chat with Dr. Eve. But here's more of what's coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.